Just a day after private agency Skymet said that we could have lower than expected monsoon, the official word is out from the IMD. Now, the IMD says that the monsoon is expected to be normal, but what is important is that the IMD as well is pointing out to the impact of El Nino. Now, what exactly is El Nino? Why is it a matter of concern, and why have we had divergent forecasts in 2 consecutive days? To speak on some of these issues, I am joined now by the IMD DGM, Mr. M. Mohapatra. Mr. Mohapatra, thank you so much for speaking with us here at the Times Network. Let me begin by getting details of what forecast has been put out by the IMD today, especially in light of the fact that an El Nino impact is expected to be felt over India this year.
Yeah, thank you. So as per the forecast issued by India Meteorological Department today, the country is experiencing a normal monsoon year this year. And quantitatively, the rainfall during June to September 2023 is expected to be 96% of the long period average. The long period average, which is based on data of 1971 to 2020, says that country gets about 87 centimeter of rainfall during 1st June to 30th September. So this year, as per the forecast, it will be 96% of 87 centimeter, so which is roughly about 83.5 centimeter. But in addition to the forecast for the country as a whole, we have also brought out a forecast for different regions of the country, and that is in terms of the above normal, normal, or below normal probability of occurrence of rainfall during the monsoon season. So as for that forecast, major parts in South India, West Central India, Eastern India, and Northeastern states are expected to get normal rainfall or above normal rainfall. Whereas the West Central India and plains of Northwest India are expected to get either normal or below normal rainfall activity for the season as a whole. And if you look at the forecast, which is issued by India Meteorological Department, that is based on a set of best dynamical models. And these dynamical models are climate models developed in different parts of the world.
Okay.
And based on that, we prefer a multimodal ensemble forecasting system. And performance of this multimodal ensemble forecasting system, which was introduced in 2021, has been quite good. In addition to that, we also have our previous statistical ensemble forecasting system. For this year's monsoon rainfall, there is a good consensus between the dynamical forecasting system and also the statistical forecasting system. Both suggest that country is expected to get a normal rainfall, which is about 96% of long period average.
So, may I ask you, sir? Yesterday we had Skymet's, prediction, and we also spoke with them, and they say that we're going to get 94% of the normal rainfall. And they say that's deficient. You say it's 96% and you say it's normal. Just for a very lay person to understand, is this a matter of seeing the glass as half full or half empty? Because the figures are very, very close. What is the differential? Is it a subjective analysis of the data? And this is why we have 2 different kind of forecasts, one day after the other?
I do not know about the technology used by them. I will talk about IMD, and I have explained that. But with respect to your specific question about normal or below normal, India Meteorological Department classifies the seasonal rainfall over the country into 5 categories. The rainfall is said to be normal if it is 96% to 104% of the long period average. It is called as below normal if it is 91 to 95% of the long period average. And it is called above normal if it is 105 to 110%. If it is more than 110% of the long period average, it is called excess rainfall. Similarly, if it is less than 90%, is called as deficient rainfall. So therefore, the number in whatever category or bracket is coming up, accordingly, it is decided as normal or below normal rainfall activity. But I want to say the justification why we have given for normal rainfall, whether it is physically accurate or physically reasonable or not. If you look at the various large-scale parameters or phenomena which influence the Indian monsoon rainfall, certainly it comes to everyone's mind that is El Nino. And I'll tell you, at present, the La Nina condition, which was prevailing till February, has changed to the neutral conditions. Neutral means it is neither La Nina nor El Nino. El Nino, in general, is not good for monsoon, and La Nina is good for monsoon. But quantitatively, if I tell you, out of 100 years, if you have got El Nino years, in 60% cases, rainfall is adversely affected by El Nino conditions. But in 40% cases, it is either normal or above normal, even if it is El Nino. So this year, we have predicted that we are expecting the El Nino condition to develop during the monsoon season, which may be around July. So therefore, the impact of El Nino is expected in the second half of the monsoon season, if at all. So there is a strong relationship between the El Nino condition and the rainfall in the second half of monsoon season. During 1951 to 2022, there has been 15 years when El Nino has prevailed. And out of that 15 years, 6 years are those years when rainfall has been normal or above normal. So it is because El Nino is not the only governing parameters which decides the rainfall activity over India.
Okay, so
there
that's
are
interesting.
Many other parameters.
That's interesting to understand this. So there's no need to be afraid of El Nino like a big villain. It might hit in the second half. And, you know, I'm just putting this down very, very simply because these technical terms need to be understood by the people who are watching. And you know, monsoon in India has economical impact. It has agricultural impact. It's a very important factor. So you're saying El Nino is likely to come in the second half. Not necessarily that El Nino means there will be poor monsoon or, you know, drought-like conditions.
Yes.
So we'll have to wait and watch. Now, I want
Yes.
to ask you a broader sort of question, Mr. Mohapatra, that even in the last 4 years when we've been seeing La Nina, and that means above normal monsoon or rainfall overall, we have been seeing erratic rainfall. So very heavy in some days and no rainfall for a certain period. And that has wreaked havoc with crops, with weather patterns, with the cycle. What do you put that down to? Are we now looking at the impact of climate change on the Indian monsoon just beyond the La Nina and El Nino factors?
You are correct. As you told, there has been the impact of climate change on Indian monsoon rainfall. If you consider the total amount of rainfall for the country as a whole, there is no significant change over the past 100 years. But when you consider the rainfall distribution over the different parts of the country, there are certain changes. For example, the area which gets less rainfall, like West Rajasthan, Saurashtra and Kutch, they are showing a tendency of increase in rainfall activity. And the area which usually gets more rainfall, like northeastern states, Bihar, Jharkhand, Southern and West Bengal, they are showing decrease in rainfall. That means there is a bipolar impact of the climate change on the rainfall over the country. And other point what you told, that is also true. It is not only in India, but the entire tropical belt. There is a changing pattern in distribution of rainfall. The number of heavy rainfall days are increasing and number of light rainfall or moderate rainfall days are decreasing. That means if it is not raining, it is not raining at all. If it is raining heavily. That means rain is occurring in a shorter period. When the rain occurs in a shorter time period, certainly the rainfall rate is high. And that high rainfall rate leads to the more runoff, soil erosion, and less percolation. So groundwater recharge is getting less because of the increase in frequency of heavy rainfall. At the same time, the dry spell is increasing because number of days of light rainfall or moderate rainfall is decreasing. So therefore, you can expect both floods and droughts because of this variation of rainfall during the season itself. So it is specially felt whenever there is a low pressure system. When a low pressure system, for example, develops in Bay of Bengal, and ordinarily about 13 low pressure system develops during the monsoon season. In association low pressure systems, it is found that there could be increase in 10 to 15% in the intensity of heavy rainfall. So therefore, it can cause the floods in the riverine belt. Also, it can cause the flash floods, the cloudburst-like events, and also the urban floods.
In the context of this year's forecast, can we expect more erratic rain spells as well? This, apart from the overall number, you're giving us an overall number saying 96% is normal. Technically, that's correct. But the intensity and duration of the rainfall also has become very important, isn't it?
Yeah, you are correct. As far as the science is concerned, at present, it is not possible to provide daily rainfall activity for the next 4 months. It is provided only during next 10 days. 7 to 10 days. So what we do actually, considering this variation of rainfall during monsoon season leading to various types of disasters and impact on various sectors, including agriculture, we have introduced a seamless forecast. I say seamless in the sense that, for example, we issued seasonal forecast today for the season June to September. It will be followed by a monthly forecast. By end of May, we will issue the forecast of rainfall for the month of June. By end of June, we will forecast for July. By end of July for August, and by end of August, it will be for September. And this monthly forecast provides you the possible area of high rainfall and accordingly the heavy rainfall, and possible area of low rainfall or the deficient rainfall. And this is followed by the 4 weeks forecast issued every Thursday. That is called the extended range forecast for next 4 weeks. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. There we identify the area of wet spells. That means area where you can expect the heavy rainfall and floods, and the area where you can expect the deficient rain or the normal rainfall. To follow it up again, we go for the moderate, medium range forecast that is issued every day, 4 times, and it provides forecast up to 7 days. There we become more specific at the district level and the block level to indicate the districts or blocks or the cities which are expected to get more rainfall. We follow up that again on the day of occurrence of severe weather with the nowcast or very short range forecast for next 3 hours. Not only that, considering the improvement in forecast accuracy during last 5 years, we have introduced the impact-based forecast. That means we do not say only what the weather will be, but also we say what the weather will do tomorrow if it rains, for example, heavily over Mumbai or Kolkata or Chennai. For all the capital cities and for all the districts, heavy rainfall impact-based forecast is being issued for last 3 years.
Yes.
And it is getting improved gradually.
All right. So, the dependability and the accuracy of weather predictions are always up for questioning. We'll have to see at the end of this season how that prediction has worked out. But thank you so much, Mr. Mohapatra, for speaking with us today.
Thank you.